Live from the rinks in Hot Pog, New York, we welcome you to this presentation of Stony Brook Seawolves hockey on YouTube. And it's the final home game of the 2022 calendar year for head coach Chris Garofalo's squad as his 2022 ESCHL champion Seawolves face off in a ACHA Nationals rematch against University of Jamestown. Mike Colanger here, ready to bring you the action, but before we drop the puck, let's join the on-ice pregame ceremonies and starting lineups. The two teams congregate in front of their respective benches for the final time before this matchup gets started. In net for the Stony Brook Seawolves, the Russian Tsar, Matvey Kazakov, as he looks to pick up a huge bounce-back victory at home for the Seawolves. He is going to have his hands full against the heavy-loaded Jamestown offense. They'll try to do their best at protecting their netminder, Brandon Weir, as we are underway in the first period. Stony Brook in their traditional white and red jerseys. As this one gets flipped ahead, Brandon Avezov trying to collect the puck. As Jamestown banks this one in the zone. Stony Brook using some force there to try to come up with a turnover. As this one nearly gets picked off by Jamestown. Stony Brook pushing ahead as this one misses the glove hands of Jamestown's Brandon Weir as we get our first penalty of the night. And it's going against Jamestown's Jake Bukulak. So the Jimmies, not even a minute into the contest, will have to try to kill off this penalty against the Seawolves. As Stony Brook aims to strike first in a matter of moments. Boris at the point, playing catch with McDermott, who twists this one down low. Back to the point, McDermott and Golinski scored the Seawolves' only goal last Saturday. Their weekend home-and-home series against NYU. Edwards back to the point. Boris, Jesse Edwards, and Rainville together on the ice. Those two looking to make noise on this early man advantage. McDermott having trouble controlling it near the half wall as this one gets cleared down the ice by Philip Lassard. A minute remaining on the man advantage for Stony Brook. Seawolves can't execute that time as Sosinski flips this one all the way into the deep ends, where it'll be recollected by the Seawolves, who forge right back into the zone. Conlon slamming on the brakes, finds the heavy, hard charging Cormanick trying to stuff it home as everyone gets together at the side of the goal, but the whistle is blown before the puck can go past the netminder. Half a minute remaining on the Seawolves power play. A dangerous presence looms on the ice for Jamestown, courtesy of Stony Brook's Dominic Molfetto, who, when he has the puck on his stick, can make an immense full impact. The highlights showed last year of how much damage he can do on a one-timer. But at the moment, Seawolves are going to have to work for it as the face-off draw moved out of the zone, despite the puck being covered up inside Jamestown's territory. And here they come, exploding the other way with speed, trying to get a shorthanded opportunity to go, but to no avail, as Jamestown will just try to kill off these final 15 seconds on the penalty kill. Angled ahead, here comes Fortin, one of the top points getters of this Jamestown squad. Misconnecting there as Stony Brook can't advance ahead in time as we're back to 5-on-5. An unsuccessful trip to the man advantage for the Seawolves to kick off this contest. Fortin throws it on goal, just missing wide. Poole at the top slaps this one down low. Not a lot of force on that feed right there by Poole. As Jamestown clears it right back in, they go for a line change. New reinforcements being brought onto the ice for both squads. As this one gets smacked right back in by Jamestown. The Jimmies is what they are known as. trying to get on the board first here in enemy territory. Stony Brook relying on their physicality to try to keep the Jimmies at bay. Seawolves having trouble exiting the zone. Now they do plop it forward. And on the hunt is Dempsey. Cirilli almost throwing the hit there as Gallagher gives it over to Fess. Fess nudges this one down to the other end for icing. And the draw will move all the way back into Stony Brook's zone. As I alluded to at the top of the broadcast, these two teams are no strangers to each other, not one bit, as they previously met in the 2022 ACHA Nationals back in the springtime, in which the Seawolves' amazing run at the crown came to an end after defeating the Jimmies. They would go on to lose. Well, here they are, trying to make a statement here after falling to NYU in this 2022-2023 first half season. And there's a big kick save, the first registered tonight by Kazakov, and the team that I was blanking out on in terms of who Stony Brook fell to was Lindenwood. That team was recently promoted to the NCAA Division I level, and Stony Brook almost surpassed them. But despite the loss they took to that team, they did not show any signs of regret or turmoil, as here they are with a good record intact to begin the season, almost going on a 9-0 run to start the year before a few games ahead got the best of them. They ran into some trouble courtesy of a nasty 2-night road trip in Liberty, followed by a home loss last week against NYU. One of the more surprising results that the Seawolves have endured in their last couple of seasons. Sozinski at the top, firing, can't get that one to go through traffic. Big block there at the top that time by DePalma. Have to wonder if this DePalma is going to do exactly what Matthew DePalma did, Smithtown Hauppauge native, on this very ice a couple nights ago. So you have to wonder what type of impact DePalma is thinking of making, and if it will be the same one as that the Bulls member made on Wednesday night. And the only reason why I bring this up is because DePalma was once a teammate of now Stony Brook Seawolves forward Eddie Malfetto, and the Jimmies close in on their latest chance of the night, but it wouldn't go as Stony Brook reactivating, recharging, and just missing their chance. That one couldn't be finished off. Seawolves still on the hunt as the Jimmies have trouble clearing it out. Pepe swipes it back in deep. Jimmy's looking to reset as Edwards comes in hot, looking for a big hit. Off the boards, it bounces out of the zone. Gallagher playing this one safely. A lot of room to deliver ahead as this one gets banked off the boards, just missing the stick of Poole and going in for icing. And Stony Brook, with the current line remaining on the ice, so they just got back out for another shift, and there's a chance that it just skitters in front, and then it gets cleared all the way down for yet again another icing, back-to-back in just seconds. As the Seawolves having trouble generating an opportunity back in the Jimmy zone. They only had one so far that came close, but to no avail. And that is the reason why this score has remained 0-0 after nearly 10 minutes of play in the first period. As Boris tries to escape with the puck, this one, despite being picked up, was picked up past the blue line by Volcano of Jimmy's, the 5'10", 185 defenseman from British Columbia, Canada, back on looking for another chance, but he'll sit for the time being on the bench. Golinski looking to charge up here for the Seawolves as this one gets pushed aside off the paddle of Weir. Ahead come the Jimmies, racing in on the attack, trying to get it from Fess. Sozinski at the point, almost coughed it up that time, as this one does get misdelivered there by Thompson, and it allows Jesse Edwards to roar in with a chance. Edwards all over the place, but can't get the shot to go. Given up there. It's a mistake made by Sozinski. Nearly allowed Thomas Liebold to come in with a chance. He bounces off Sozinski as Thompson attempts to exit the zone. Or pardon me, that's Christensen. He runs out of room to keep it under his control. Meanwhile, the Jimmies go for a line change as Stony Brook tries to reset cleanly. Brendan Fess. Nice pirouette maneuver there to escape from the Jimmies by Molfetto. And this allows Stony Brook some zone entry. Now they're coming alive here. Oh, big hit that time along the half wall. Stony Brook, though, remains in the zones. This chance just trickles wide. Thomas Liebold responds with a mighty check of his own as Dempsey gets a shot and it stuns the mask of Weir. Rebound, and it's pushed aside as McDermott almost lined up for another big hit. Cirilli fakes the shot, fires it, and it just trickles off the glove of Weary. Back in front it goes, and the save is made by Weary, who covers up. Weir, who covers up, and wow, what an animated sequence filled with multiple entities on the ice. He had at least two big hits, a few scoring chances, and at least two nice stops in goal, that time by the 6'2", 190 netminder Brandon Weir from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Back the other way. Decapite almost connecting there, but it went wide. Nudged down low as this one tries to be cleared out by the Seawolves. Almost turned over in a dangerous spot that time. Heavy body check thrown there, no call. As Davin Vanderzilver escapes ahead and tosses this one in deep. Avezov looking to calmly collect it along the half wall. He's taken the task heavily. As Vanderzilver feeds it over to Fess. Fess pops this one into the catching body of Weir, who holds up. William Cormanick on the face-off draws. This one couldn't be cleared out. Now it does get forced the other way by the Jimmies, who are having trouble advancing into the zone as Kazakov calmly plays this onto the stick of Fess. But Fess having trouble flipping this one out of harm's way. Lassard trying to bounce his way in for a chance. Denied, loose in front. The Jimmies. Heavy forechecking coming to life here as one player's stick disintegrates inside the zone. Icing waved off on the linesman. De Palma couldn't break it free as Cormanick will get set for the draw. And there you see the broken shrapnel scattered inside the Seawolves zone. Some costly lumber there for one player. Those things ain't cheap, ladies and gentlemen, I can guarantee you that. And if there's anything more heartbreaking than a loss for a hockey player, it's breaking a stick. There's Malfetto, chipping one just wide of the net. McDermott trying to settle things down at the top as he's being aggressively hounded by Wilson. Stony Brook forced back. Malfetto, as that one got chipped in deep off the deflecting stick of Kozitsky. Stony Brook trying to make the Jimmies but nothing happens there as they tried to make the Jimmies turn over the puck, and instead they forced them to ice it, which will lead to this next draw. Edwards and Galinsky on the ice together yet again as this one almost found its way back in front. The Jimmies are able to skitter this one off the glass. Stony Brook coming back at the right time to deteriorate the Jimmies' momentum, but the Jimmies keep on going. Boris. Seawolves. Galinsky attempting to accelerate back the other way. He's slowed down as Edwards comes in to help. 8.5 remaining. Szynski with the possession. Can't connect with Dumont as Kazakov holds it up. As I mentioned before, Szynski, the top defenseman for this Jamestown team, as he enters this contest with the third most points on the Jimmies with 15 in 11 games played. 5 of them goals, and 10 of them have been on assists. Off the draw again as this one gets sent wide inside the zone. So really sends this one in deep. Liebold will try to chase it down. Wasn't there in time to get it. Jimmy's almost coughing it up as they take off the other way. The captain with speed just sending it wide in front. That was Carter Johnson. Malfetto tries to escape the zone. Almost lining him up for the big hit was Fortin. And Dumont will race back to recollect. Icing waved off again here. The Jimmies closing in on a big chance as this one gets blocked in front. Another try behind the goals. Stony Brook able to cover up some ground. Stony Brook back in the zone. Conlon busting in, trying to flip it towards himself to get past the defense as Fest controls it at the top. Chance from deep. Gallagher couldn't get that one to go. Down low. Avezov with Pepe, the captain, under heavy pressure near the corner. Avezov trying to work his way free and dig to a goal. Pepe held off there as Conlon takes him to task, but it's going to cost the Seawolves, who take their first penalty of the night. And Conlon disagrees, but it will not change the ruling of the official's call, and this will bring the Jimmies to their first power play of the night after they started the game on the penalty kill. You have to wonder, will one of their top goal scorers be on this power play? And the answer to that is yes. Logan Bergen, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points in 11 games played. One of them coming on the power play this year, and he's trying to pick up his second, which would be a huge start for the Jimmies on the road here tonight. Clark at the point with Poole. Poole almost connecting in front. And Bergen was right there lining the stick up, ready to tip it home. Slayman on the brakes, trying to create some space. Was Jake Hukulak. One-timer, not enough elevation on that one by Clark as he awaits for the feed at the point. He's got it over Fortin. Can't charge up there. Bergen lays it back in front, almost shipped home there that time. Stony Brook able to survive. But they can't keep it. They can't clear it out of the zone. Another chance. Fortin, toe drag, fires just wide of the net. And this one will inadvertently force the Jimmies out of the zone as Clark directs traffic near the bench. A line change commences, and there's going to be too many men against the Jimmies. And I can tell you one thing, head coach Dean Stork is not one bit impressed with that ruling. And now we have a discussion brewing between the two captains in front of the officials, or at least one of the captains is in a brewing discussion involved in a discussion that is brewing between him and the officials, and Pepe will just say thank you very much for that. And Stony Brook, while not on the power play yet, will settle for 4-on-4 hockey for the next 37 seconds. And serving the bench minor will be Logan Bergren. Logan Bergren will serve the bench minor for Jamestown. Devin Pepe in this case, looking to win it back to either Malfetto and Vandezover. That would not happen though. Vandezover able to cancel out the opportunity to escape the other way for Jamestown. Brandon Avezov curling away from traffic, deals it in front, and a big block made by a sliding Justin Dumont for Jamestown. Got a stick on that one to negate the opportunity. And this helps Jamestown get a clear out of the zone. Avezov. Brandon Avezov. Can't connect there with Pepe. Here comes Jamestown. Trying to make their way back in the zone with a chance, but it doesn't happen there. Some immense pressure being given to the Seawolves right now in their final 50 seconds on the man advantage. Their second of the night. Pepe off the iron. Another chance from the top. This one couldn't be deflected home. As this one gets sent around the wall, it's kept alive in the zone by Boris. Kormanek steps into one in tight, and it's covered up by Weir. And nothing else escalates as we'll have another draw. Boris with Rainville helping out near the top. In the corner, trying to make something happen. Golinski in a different location now. Here's McDermott at the left point. Boris. It's about to be 5-on-5 hockey yet again. Jimmy's able to cancel out the opportunity. And they eliminate an icing there as they were able to get the puck down the ice before the power play of Stony Brook expired. Sozinski. Sozinski again at the top. Couldn't connect there. Stony Brook couldn't escape out of the zone that time. Fortin putting on the moves inside the zone. Thompson behind the goal, deals it in front, couldn't connect with Fortin. And this one couldn't be connected as well, although the Jimmies are able to make the keep somehow as Stony Brook continues to keep the pressure on Jamestown. Boris. Looking for an option. Feeds it ahead, but the connection not made there with him and Rainville. Rainville in the corner couldn't get a hold of the possession, and here's a chance for the Jimmies. Back in the zone. Save made by Kazakov, and the rebound is covered up, and not without a response in the corner. Just that little extra poke to try to knock it free by Mario Capitz resulted in that small uproar in the corner. Little under 2 minutes remaining here in the first. Shot from the top. Almost got home there that time. Stony Brook with it again. The Jimmies couldn't execute in the zone. DePalma fires from distance and it nearly bounced off the body of Weir and back in front. Weir fortunate that that one didn't bounce in a bad direction for him. DePalma checked there in the glass as Kozitsky tries to fight it free. Chance from the top, couldn't make its way on net, but the Seawolves progress on. They still continue to hound away the Jimmies. Here's another chance, and this one just trickles wide off the stick of Kozitsky. Sauced out of play. So we've reached the final 56 seconds of play in the first period. Vandensilver chips this one down low. Avezov trying to get a hold of the possession. Vandensilver sends it on over. Chance from the top, skipping just wide as Stony Brook keeps it under control. Conlon in front. Vandensilver sending it wildly across as it couldn't be knocked home there that time. Conlon chips this one back down low as Poole couldn't escape out of the zone with it. And this one's going to go for icing. Not a lot of noise coming from the goal-scoring departments of both teams. We are about to leave the first period scoreless unless the Seawolves somehow put it in the back of the nets before the buzzer sounds. There's a heavy Conlon body check thrown late. And another chance thwarted off by Kazakov will do it for 1. We head to the second period, tied up at 0-0. Seawolves showing that they are not backing down from this fight one bit, while Jamestown proving how tough they can be, and that this team, despite the results against the Seawolves in tournament play back in the spring, they are out for revenge. And they are playing with a lot of fire and intensity for sure. So we're going to take a break for now and get things set for the second period in just a few. See you everyone soon. buzzer sounds, signifying the end of intermission and the beginning of what should be another intense 20 minutes of play as we enter these next 20 scoreless at 0, with one of these teams aiming to break the deadlock tie. Stony Brook enters this period leading 14-11 in shots on goal, 3 better than the Jamestown Jimmies. And while the Jimmies have taken their position on the ice, we await for the Seawolves return to the North Rink. It's the only one that is in sight right now. Well, was in sight, was head coach Chris Garofalo. And now we see his team entering the battleground once again as the two goalies switch sides and begin what will be the second period of play, as I mentioned before. Very redundant of me to repeat that, right? Wouldn't you say? Yes. It really isn't the same without my good buddy right next to me, Trevor Magnani, as he would usually keep me on track in terms of not letting me go in different directions with my thoughts. But we hope he's doing well, and I'm here tonight with Anthony instead, who's doing an admirable job at keeping me focused, as well as keeping the viewers at home in tuned with this excellent camera work, as this chance just fired wide off the stick of Jake Hukula. Meanwhile, the Seawolves trying to answer the call in any way they possibly can. Conglin couldn't feed that one ahead in time. Malfetto backtracking before delivering it up ahead, but it's relinquished back to the hands of the Jimmies. McDermott almost stepping into one there. Oh, nice maneuver by Conglin as he dipsy doodles his way back in the zone. Another chance just missing there. Weir got a pad on that one as he registers yet another stop of his multiple numerous saves back in the first period. One of them caught the mask of Weir, and there you see him going on a little bit of a skate as he gets set to take his position for what should be another important face-off draw as the Jimmies find themselves in their own end, looking to stop the Seawolves from getting on the board first. Jesse Edwards on the draw here. Van de Zilver with Cormanick. Now Edwards couldn't connect there with Cormanick, and this allows Jamestown to get some momentum to forge ahead, or almost forge ahead, as Szynski slaps this one in deep before heading to the bench. And a hit is finished after the whistle is thrown, but no call is made. Obviously no malintent there by Keaton Klein to throw that hit in a vicious way, as that one happened to make contact just as the whistle was blown. So he was just trying to finish his check. Had that whistle not blown, I don't think it really would have created much of an uproar. And although it didn't really create an uproar, not really many people, not many players on the ice from Stony Brook were taking exception to that. And causing a little bit of a disagreement in front. But other than that, the Seawolves having trouble advancing. They've gotten only one shot so far in this period. Stony Brook, chance in front, yes! That one may have gotten a piece of Brandon Weir. And if that is the case, then all I can say is, wow. That shot had some zip on it, and he sure held his ground in a mighty way. So really, with Dempsey coming into the picture, oh my gracious, that almost came flying up into our direction, and luckily it ricocheted off the glass and it remained in play. And wow, it's a lot of wows. A lot of wows in the last few minutes between the save and the puck almost coming into our direction. Off the draw, Rainville can't convert there. To Palma. Had trouble making an impact in the corner that time. Malfetto fires. Stick save made by Weir. Half wall. De Palma knocked down to the ice, but he stays on top of the puck. Good job there by De Palma at staying with the action. And this allows Stony Brook to get close to the goal. Another chance from deep, and this one does not get a piece of Weir that time. Instead, Malfetto has to race back and recollect from the deep end. Stony Brook having trouble exiting the zone as Jamestown puts pressure on the Seawolves in the corner. Now we get a stoppage, and this is going to be the second Seawolves penalty of the night. Slashing is the call. Dominic Malfetto in the sin bin for 2 minutes. Jimmies were unsuccessful on their first trip to the power play back in the first period, in which the Seawolves had 2 opportunities on the man advantage to convert, and neither of those would be successful, as the Jimmies try to make a positive impact here. Szynski gave it up, and this allows Stony Brook to get a clear. Van de Zilver directing traffic as he heads to the bench for McDermott and Gallagher. Jimmy's tossing this one back in deep. Fortin trying to knife this one free as he couldn't play that one off the boards. Szynski at the top. Flips it over to Fortin. Back to Szynski. Szynski delays. Another chance down low, and it's sent wide. A little too much elevation on that shot that time by Morgan Vane. Hustling. Accelerating to the goal. Save made by Kazakov that time against Wilson. Stony Brook now half a minute left from killing off their second penalty of the night. Back in the zone. Berggren going on an adventure. Feeds it back to the top. There's another chance. Over it goes. Poole had an open lane to fire in, but a little hesitation cost him a chance to get a shot off. With a lot of room to beat Kazakov as this one gets cleared, and it'll do it for the rest of the power play of Jamestown. Seawolves do their part at killing off both penalties in this contest. There have only been 4 penalties in total combined by both of these teams in this matchup so far. And now we'll have another one. And this one is going to go against the visitors this time around. Berggren back in the sin bin. This officially will be his first penalty of the night, as the last one he did not deliberately take, as that was a bench minor for too many men he happened to serve. But here we are again, Berggren in the box while the Seawolves activate the power play unit once more. And it begins with an instant clear by Jamestown, but they can't make their way far to the other side. Conlon sends it up ahead as Pepe tries to swiftly get by, but it's turned over. And a chance erupting here for the Jimmies, and it's sent wide on the backhand try by Klein. A minute and a half remaining on the man advantage for Stony Brook. Quick line change being made for the Jimmies. And here's another chance for them, but it's quickly pushed ahead by the Seawolves. But icing is cold. Excuse me. Dumont Suzinski positioned at the top. The contemporary point men for this Jamestown squad. As Stony Brook tries to break out here. Malfetto looking to handle business now. He gets by one. Malfetto slamming on the brakes, trying to deal it over. Flips it across. Conlon on target. Save made. Rebound in front. Loose in the crease. Scramble. Still at it. And no one able to put it home. Players descending to the ice. Scattered a bunch. But somehow the puck was the only thing that didn't get into the net. I counted at least 3 players that were falling towards the back of the net in that little scramble right there, and yet no goal. And so the Seawolves, despite that missed opportunity, still have 40 seconds left on the man advantage to get one to go. However, the Jimmies have the possession, and it's inside the Seawolves zone as this chance trickles off a stick in front. Boris covering up some ground, everyone pinning up one man against the boards. Seawolves had too many men down in the back end and only 2 up ahead. But here they are with everyone all in frame, trying to unleash. McDermott can't do it, and we're back to 5-on-5. Back in front, and it almost got chipped home. That was close. It was popping around at the side of the net. Heavy body check by McDermott, and this allows Berggren with a chance. Storming in, pad save, no score! Logan Berggren punches it home after Kazakov made the initial stop. And the Jimmies have struck first. 9 minutes into the second period. And now they're waving it off. And this is a sight to behold. Talk about an eruption. I have not seen that much emotion in terms of anger being unleashed by a coach in my days of both announcing and probably ever in person. So with that being said, it's still scoreless. Berggren deprived of the goal, but the chance still remains inside the Seawolves zone as this one gets knocked out of play. But I mean it. Dean Stork. Score! This one will count. Justin Dumont gets Jamestown on the board. Or was it the captain, Carter Johnson? One of them have broken the tie. And we'll await the official confirmation as to who scored the goal. I saw number 5. But it also could have been number 6. As it happened in just a split second. Now the Seawolves find themselves by the sounds of the public address announcer spreading the word over the loudspeakers. Seems to be the goal was scored by Justin Dumont, so I stand corrected, and that goes out of play, and we'll have another draw. So Stony Brook not off to the start they wanted for this second period, and wouldn't even call it a start at this point, as we finally have gotten our first goal of the game after playing one full period, so 20 minutes, then add on top of that an extra 11, or an extra 9, so about 29 minutes of play without a goal being scored, and then we got one. Evidently, essentially we had 2, but the first one was waved off. And there's a heavy body check by Kyle DePalma. As the Seawolves begin to get aggressive in the zone, but now we get the stoppage. I know Mario Decapite is going to feel that one in the morning. Full body delivery there that time by the ever so aggressive Kyle DePalma. The 5'10", 170-pound senior out of Connecticut. Jimmy's with another chance as this one trickles into the corner. Jamestown staying with it in the zone. Popov throws it in front, but it couldn't be connected home. DePalma tosses this one back down to the other end. It'll go for icing. Little more on University of Jamestown head coach Dean Stork. He's in his 5th season behind the bench for the Jimmies. And there's another chance that almost gets squeezed home at the side of the goal, but to no avail. Heavy body blow that time on Kozitsky. The hits keep on coming. No call there inside the zone, as that was Kozitsky trying to enter unhinged, and he heads to the bench for a line change as Fess loses it to Fortin. Fortin almost pinching that one into the back of the nets. So he keeps it going. Now he's taken down and draws the penalty for that. The Seawolves go back to the box. Two minutes for Malfetto. And that's doesn't put a bad feeling in your stomach, then this won't help either. A face-off draw inside the Seawolves zone with the Jimmies on the man advantage once again. Back the other way. Fortin over in front. Save Kazakov. The Stony Brook Seawolves netminder standing his ground there as he commands the goal, trying to thwart off as many shots as possible, but only one so far has got the best of him. However, one has gotten the best of him, I should say. Fortin, one-timer, Szynski, and that one almost deflected in front. Another chance down low. McDonald feeds it back to the point. Fortin over to Szynski. Another chance in tight, big block there made by Van de Zilver, the senior defenseman. With a big contribution on this penalty kill for the Seawolves. Oh, there's a hard check in the corner on Davin Van de Zilver as he retrieves his stick. One-timer goes wide as the play continues. Somehow no call was made. And luckily, Van de Zilver got up from that immediately. To cap it. Leaning into one, getting it over. There's another chance, and this one just trickles off the body of Kazakov as the Jimmies keep it in the zone. Szynski again. Another chance over the goal. Stony Brook. 10 seconds left to survive this power play by the Jimmies. Another chance, and it's sent wide as one player tumbles over Kazakov, and the rebound hits off something in front. I don't know if it was the post that got hit with it or if it was a body positioned screening Kazakov, but Kazakov was out of position in a vulnerable spot, not able to make the save, and luckily the puck hits something else, and this is finally covered up by Kazakov. Plenty of activity there in the dying seconds of the latest man advantage for the Jimmies. And Matvey Kazakov can exhale just a little bit. Fortin couldn't win it back cleanly, and this allows Stony Brook to muscle their way back in. Avezov with speed around the goal, trying to dish it back to Gallagher as this one gets flipped in on the keep there by Conlon. Avezov trying to get after it as Gallagher throws the hit along the half wall. Berggren again, motoring in. Berggren, save, rebound. Going to be picked up. Now it does get collected. Another chance in front, down low, and it's shut down by Kazakov as he had multiple bodies positioned in front. And we get another arm up in the air, and this is going against the Seawolves again. The ugly trend of penalties continues for Stony Brook this period. That's their third. And the Jimmies, after going unsuccessful on the man advantage, are back on the power play just like that. Face-off draw inside the Seawolves zone. Fortin spinning off of Liebold as Szynski is at the point. Fortin controlling, Delane firing. Save made by Kazakov, and he holds up. Little under 6 minutes remaining here in the second. Shots 23-20 now for Jamestown, as they have surpassed Stony Brook in the shots on goal categories, in the shots on goal department, I should say. Another chance, Clark on the one-timer couldn't get that one through traffic, and it results in a clear for Stony Brook. This one gets fanned on by Clark as he couldn't deliver it ahead. Jimmy's back in the zone at the point. Clark again with it. He has trouble settling it, but it stays in the zone. Seawolves trying to survive this last minute on the penalty kill, or last 50 seconds, I should say, as Weir plays this one safely. Morton got it ahead. McDonald airmailing it over the goal, and that will lead to another draw. 4.5 to go. Off the draw, Szynski at the top. A stick positioned at the right place at the right time to stop that one from getting to the net. Provided by one of the Seawolves in front. This one gets wrapped off the wall. And the Seawolves having trouble knocking it out of the zone, but they do get it out with force that time. Final 5 seconds of the 5-on-4 as this chance gets warded off by Kazakov against Fortin. 5-on-5 hockey erupting all over again. Accelerating back the other way, Michael Golinski with Gallagher in tow, and the cover-up is made by Weir. A redo will take place. Stony Brook able to keep this one in the zone, as Jamestown tried to forge out the other way. Now they do get a hold of the possession, but Stony Brook keeps it again, and they get a chance that it just gets sent wide. Pepe able to keep it in the zone, as once again Jamestown couldn't advance out of the zone. A car crash inside the goal mouth involving the captain Pepe and Jimmy's netminder Weir. As all signs point to Devin Pepe losing an edge and taking out attendee with him. Obviously, no malintent done on Pepe's parts. In the neutral zone, Kozitsky sends it back in deep. Rainville will try to chase it down. On the half wall, everyone trying to knife it out free as this one gets pushed over. Jimmy's can't clear the zone. Another chance, Kormanik drops this one to the other side. Kozitsky moving over. But he can't come up with the possession as Jamestown moves back into enemy territory. Berggren accelerating with a chance. Save made. Rebound. Scramble again in front. And things now being regrouped by Jamestown. They continue to work the Seawolves in any way they possibly can as this one gets popped in front. Jamestown, another chance from the top, deflected off a stick, and it goes into the corner. Everyone converging along the half wall. This one tries to be muscled out by the Seawolves. It's almost turned over as Kormanik not paying attention to it, and he sends it into the ceiling. And did that get stuck up there? Anthony, we're going to have to try to get a shot of that. Did that get stuck up there? I swear, I think it got stuck in one of those little beams, those steel white beams. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It's got a little ledge connected on it, but that is a peculiar sight to behold. Leibold, Zerilli in the trailer, couldn't get that one to go. Rebound, second time's a charm, no. And Gallagher waiting for the feed to come to him at the point. Stashed back in front, and it's turned over instead. 2-on-1 chance, but Gallagher hustling back, and it's sent wide. So really losing an edge, inadvertently taking out one of the Jamestown players with him who heads to the benches. So really stays on the ice, but is visibly shaken up. And you can tell he is not putting much weight on his lower body at all as he'll slowly return to the Seawolves bench and take a breather. Meanwhile, this will bring out the line of Conlin, Molfetto, Avezov, Pepe, and McDermott back to the ice. Off the draw. Save made by Kazakov. Pepe trying to connect with Avezov. And no, yes, trip is called. The latest penalty of the contest will be against Jamestown after numerous penalty trips for the Seawolves this period. Jamestown hit with the bad end of the stick and serving the 2-minute infraction will be the captain, Carter Johnson, as Stony Brook tries to tie things up late in the second. However, if this doesn't succeed before the buzzer sounds, the power play will carry over to the third period, and you best be sure that the Seawolves are going to try to make things work for them if they can get it to work. Buzzer sounds, culminating 2 periods of play, but a change on the board as Jamestown leaves the second up 1-0. And we'll be back for the third period of play after the conclusion of the intermission. Third period underway. And it begins with the Seawolves on the power play for the remaining minute and 15 seconds. Stony Brook has struggled in that department here tonight, not being able to execute on the man advantage, despite having multiple opportunities throughout this contest, dating all the way, or not dating, but going all the way back to the first period. Literally, minute into the contest, Seawolves started on the power play, but could not convert. And here they are, trailing by 1 goal in these possible final 19 minutes of play, in which the Seawolves have half a minute left on the man advantage. They enter this period now down by 7 in the shots on goal department after Jamestown, who finally picked up the only goal of the game, took over as we get a little bit of jostling in front. And Brandon Avezov mixing it up with some of the jimmies in the goal mouth. And he is still not done chirping at his opponents as we get another face-off draw inside the zone with about 10 seconds remaining on the man advantage for Stony Brook. Rainville turning drive there. Couldn't get that one to go. Golinsky. Now Boris moves into a tight location to try to get the possession. Able to send it over as we're back to 5-on-5. Golinsky avoiding disaster there. Michael Golinsky trekking closer and closer to the goal, but he's held off that time by Clark. Jamestown able to twist it back into the neutral zone, but Stony Brook able to pull back in time to cover up ground as Jamestown will reset while Stony Brook brings out new reinforcements. Johnson fires from distance and it went off the glass. Malfetto. And offsides is called. A few players noticeably not in the lineup tonight for the Seawolves. And I'll rattle off the names at this very second. Sebastian Campisti, Garth Swanson, Andrew Mancini, Sean Kendrick, Eddie Malfetto, Christian Malik, Matt Minerva, and Gregory Barnich. Not dressed up tonight for the Seawolves, as this one gets played carefully in the glove of Kazakov. He got the starting nod over the two goaltenders you see positioned in the penalty box observing tonight's competition, which is the man they call Sully, number 35, Thomas Sullivan, and his goalie mate, Scott Barnico. He's had a few big moments this season. And here come the Seawolves back in the zone. Bess can't get it to go that time, as that one got blocked in front. Avezov carrying it back in. Brandon Avezov feeds it across but can't connect over with Pepe as Berggren moves back in the other way. Help in the trailer as Berggren maintains control of the puck. Berggren shoved off and onto the net, but luckily no one hurts there that time. Everyone escaping damage. Net staying on its moorings, and the official makes the little adjustment there. Little bit Over 4 minutes gone by in this second period of play. I would say just a little under 4 minutes gone by here in the second period of play. As Sosinski lifts this one in deep. Fess up ahead, and the Seawolves having trouble entering the zone with the possession on their stick as Gallagher gets muscled into the end boards. This allows Jamestown to get a hold of the opportunity, but the Seawolves get it back. Gallagher moving in with Golinski. Conlon on goal save made by Weir. The net comes off out of position, but it was quickly adjusted by Weir. And good timing as Stony Brook has to retreat back into their zone. Jamestown with a new line change underway as Avezov tries to accelerate past the defense. Feeds it back to the point with Heimer just skipping wide of the net off the stick of McDermott. You can hear an audible Fortin calling for the feed, which did not get to him, and there he is trying to lay it behind to a man in front. So everyone starts to come together inside the zone. Another chance in tight, save made. It's up in the air, and it stops play. So in terms of scoring chances for the Seawolves, not much so far here in the third period. And another draw takes place inside the zone. Up ahead, Avezov trying to control it there. As this one gets sent back, Boris sends this one back in deep. Weird. And Poole connecting there as Jamestown counteracting the other way. McDonald on goal pad save, Kazakov. To Palma. Trying to skate out of the zone without any further damage. To Palma. Slamming in there with the hit against Poole. Poole able to absorb the blow as Stony Brook gets a hold of the possession again. De Palma sends this one into the catching glove of Weir, who plays it to Poole, and then gets it over to Volcano. And back in comes Berggren with Lassard. Kazakov electing not to cover it up, as this one almost got dangerously misplayed in front. Another chance at the top. This one ricochets off of body and wide. Gallagher trying to nudge this one out of harm's way. As Stony Brook continues to be on the chase, while Jamestown tries to just keep it under their control, and there's a hit against Dumont. We have some sparring between Thomas Liebold and the captain, or one of the top points getters, or one of the veteran leaders in this Jamestown team. Dumont, here's a chance in front, save made, rebound loose, and no, it's covered up. We're still in command as Jamestown holds on to their 1-0 lead in the third period. But the question is, how long will that lead be intact? And will the Seawolves make a difference? Edwards trying to locate it as Pepe moves in to try to deliver a big blow. McDermott gives it up as he tried to twist it in front, and here's Thompson the other way, leading it ahead, but a connection couldn't be made there by the hard-charging Wilson. Avezov trying to bust his way past the defense. He slips over his own momentum, and it cost the Seawolves a zone entry that time. Jesse Edwards ready to take the draw again. This time against Christensen. It's Clark back on the ice for the Jamestown D. Fortin able to get there before McDermott as this one gets flipped out by the Seawolves. Icing waved off here. It doesn't reach the end boards as Weir plays it over. And here comes Jamestown back in the zone. Fortin roughed up against the boards. Jimmy's moving in close. Clark chipping this one over. Down low it goes. Christensen, or should I say Thompson. Actually, no, that was Christensen. Poole awaiting at the top. Christensen plays it in front, but no one home. And it gets delivered out by the Seawolves, who will go for a line change. Fortin pedaling up ahead as this one gets sauced in deep. Fortin staying on the hunt as Vandezover and Boris try to cover up some ground. Chance from the top. Pool denied by Kazakov, and we'll have another draw. Shots 34-29 now as Stony Brook is able to get back within the reach of Jamestown in the shots on goal department. Off the draw. Stony Brook trying to navigate this one out of harm's way, and they're able to push it out. That's relinquished back to the Jimmies, who then have trouble handling it off the boards before it gets reestablished. But then Stony Brook gets it back. Both teams quickly trading possessions in mere seconds, as McDonald couldn't get that one away from Gallagher. Kormanek going to drive his way by. Capitz falling to the ice that time. To Capitz. Off to the bench is Galinsky. Lofts this one in deep. Icing waved off by the linesman. This one gets flipped ahead, and it finds the stick of Lassard. Lassard trying to dance his way to a big chance here. But it would not happen that time. However, now it's taken back by Stony Brook, because it seemed like Jamestown was going to keep the possession inside the zone. Almost a turnover there as Rainville sent it out in front, but the connection couldn't be made. Now Lassard moves back in down the wing with a chance. Fended off the stick of Kazakov. Lassard trying to play it back to the point. Szynski. And now De Palma and the Seawolves move right back in. Rainville. Malfetto. Side of the net chance. Morocek back to the point. Pardon me, that was De Palma. Swinging drive on goal. Just missing for Malfetto. Szynski controlling. Szynski flipping it softly ahead is Klein. Almost knifing it forward. One player lost their stick as this one gets sent to the other side. Stony Brook can't connect there. Line change commences yet again. Under 10 minutes left to play here in regulation. Boris couldn't knock that one off the boards out of the zone. But here come the Seawolves back in the neutral territory. So really moving back in with a chance. Fended off the stick of Weir. A couple of players descending to the ice as Jamestown gets a hold of the possession once again. Stony Brook trying to put a stop to it. Here they come. Jamestown making their presence felt inside the Seawolf zone, where they have been numerous times tonight, but here comes Stony Brook back the other way. Avezov slowing things down. Avezov putting on the moves, firing just over the net. And this allows a chance, breakaway opportunity. Jamestown in, score! Cale Christensen silences the crowd and doubles the Jimmy's lead. A costly mistake there by the Seawolves. Just unfortunate as Avezov fired the shot and it took a friendly bounce off the boards, which allowed Kale Christensen at the perfect time to take advantage of the opportunity where he was positioned and just zoom in for the breakaway goal. And similar to that waved off goal, it looked like Kazakov had that one stopped, but it trickled home. And that is the story for tonight. It's 2-0. The visitors score! Conlon answers back, and the Seawolves are on the board. There is just no stopping this Stony Brook Seawolves team. But back in comes Jamestown with another chance in front. Double denials that time by Matvey Kazakov. Conlon with Stony Brook's 65th goal this season. A beautiful trigger pull, beating Weir to put Stony Brook on the scoreboard after trailing this hockey game for nearly 3 periods, almost trailing without scoring a goal until Conlon ended the shutout bid for Weir just moments after the goal by Christensen. Klein knocks down a man in front. Szynski sends it down low. Thompson back to the point. Thompson again over to Szynski. Curl and drag play as he tried to set something up down low. One player hammered into the boards hard, and this is going to result in a penalty, and a crucial moment here for the Seawolves is about to set as Klein takes the trip to the sin bin, resulting in the Seawolves reactivating the power play units as they tried to finally get one to go on the man advantage after numerous attempts all throughout the night. And here they are with 7:07 left on the clock in the third period and a chance to tie things up. Everyone coming together along the half wall. Down low, Kormanek drops it in front, almost touched home as Avezov races in there to try to grab the possession. Back to the point, Avezov over to Molfetto. Those two play catch. Here's Conlon. Conlon fires and hits off a leg in front. Perfect timing block made there that time by Jordan Popoff, the 6'2", 195 defenseman from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, at the right spot, in the right spot to deny that chance and send it out of play. Conlon on the draw yet again as Kormanek and the Seawolves try to work their way to a big moment on the power play. Kormanek deals it off the boards back to Avezov, who gets it back over to Kormanek. Drop down low. Pepe looking, waiting. Turns it over across. One-timer. Avezov! Glove save and a beauty by Brandon Weir. The 6'2", 180 pounds, Calgary, Alberta native, flashing the leather late in the third period as he tries to keep his team on top, with Stony Brook looming for the equalizer looming in on an equalizer with this latest man advantage as this one gets cleared out by the Jimmies. And I should mention, as I forgot to mention all night long, Stony Brook on the power play, brought to you by our good buddies at Stony Brook Orthopedics. A lot been going on throughout this night where I forgot to mention an important thing. I knew I was forgetting something. McDermott over to Van de Zilver. Van de Zilver gets it again. McDermott from the top, just wide rebound off the boards. Edwards at the right place, but the puck bounced over his stick, not allowing him to finish the job at the side of the goal. 15 more seconds on the power play for Stony Brook as they close in on 5 minutes left in this contest. Avezov able to catch that one out of the air with his stick. Here comes Kormanek. Little maneuver. Kormanek driving in, using his body to his advantage, and he sent it wide. Net off. That stops play. And it's only a matter of time till head coach Chris Garofalo composes the troops and calls a timeout, trying to ignite a late game chance as Kazakov plays this one off the boards as Stony Brook tries to escape the zone. Fess pushed off the puck there. Conlon with Fess in close quarters. Conlon putting his man in the rinse cycle there inside the zone. Here's Fess. If you know Brendan Fess, hockey runs through his family, and Pepe is hurt, but seemingly back up on his feet, or seemingly hurt, evidently back up on his feet, and there will not be a penalty. Instead, we'll have a face-off draw under 5-on-5 conditions. Malfetto. Now Fortin. Squeezing in there, but couldn't make an impact that time. Kozitsky. Here comes Boris. Boris flips this one towards the net. It's blockered away by Weir. Kozitsky. Pinned up against the boards. Looking for help. Pepe wasn't there in time as Jamestown tries to break out the other way. Here they come. Christensen off sides as it was Fortin by a mile caught red-handed. Kuklak will take the draw now against Kozitsky. Boris connects with Kozitsky. Boris again sauces this ahead, but it misses the stick of Golinsky, and it goes for icing. 3:25 remaining in regulation. Kuklak on the draw again. Sparring with Kozitsky as this one gets feathered out. Kuklak back in the zone. Drops it in deep. Boris there to cover. Everyone coming together, trying to knife this one out of the scrum. More jousting along the boards. Everyone converging, looking to dig it out. Jamestown with a chance. It gets blocked in front. Another opportunity at the top. Popoff skipping it wide. Off the boards. Stony Brook playing it off the glass. Here comes Pepe. Pepe will just deliver it in deep before heading to the bench. 2.5 remaining. Hard check there. Interception. Cormanick. Big block off a stick in front. Nice Cormanick. With vision. Ready to let one rip. But to no avail. As a Jimmy's stick was there to deny the chance. Cormanick with Conlon. Those two quarreling right there. Conlon over to Cormanick. But Conlon in close quarters. Big keep there by Vandezover. Was quickly relinquished back to the Jimmies, who clear it off the boards and down to the other ends, but doesn't reach the end boards. And the Jimmies close in again this time, do get it in deep. Under 2 minutes remaining in the contest. Centering chance, win and go there. Avezov can't connect cleanly with Cormanick. Not utilize deception to his own advantage that time. Cormanick off the glass. And this one is not going to go for icing. 1.5 minutes to go. It's now or never for the Seawolves. Down low, Avezov. Avezov. Now Edwards pitching in there. Boris coming into the picture, trying to make something happen. Everyone coming together, and it gets flipped out safely. Final minute of play commences. And Jamestown is in front, out in front, leading 2-1 in enemy territory. They've waited a long time to try to get back at the Seawolves as this one goes for icing. Ever since they fell to Chris Garofalo's Stony Brook University squadron, this Jamestown team has waited months for this matchup on their calendar, and here is the timeout that we've been waiting a long while for from the Seawolves. It's quiet for now, but you best be sure the noise is going to pick up. And that it will. It's the intensity. It's about to hit a new level. With the shots on goals just separated by a close margin, 41-36. Jamestown. There's a lot of energy on that Seawolves bench. Hope still on their side to make a difference. But the question is, will they? And how will they do it if that opportunity presents itself? Third period, 45 seconds, Conlon. Avezov, back to Conlon, but the only goal tonight for Stony Brook. Conlon, back to the point, and it's inadvertently forces the Seawolves out as the connection was too hard between Conlon and Vandezover. Around the boards it goes, but it stays in the zone. Stony Brook still in hot pursuit. Moving over to keep it in the zone. Malfetto chipping in front. It gets by everyone, but it doesn't get in the back of the nets. Stony Brook racing back feverishly to collect it. Van de Zilver. Time is gonna run out as Jamestown scores at the buzzer. And who other than to send the Jimmies home happy than their best defenseman, Greg Sozinski. The Seawolves fall to their Acha rivals by a final of 2-1. As the goal by Sozinski does not count. It appeared the puck did not go in the back of the net before the buzzer sounded, so despite not scoring the empty netter, Jamestown, however, will pick up the win, and here they are after a hard-fought battle. All hostility devolves into positive pleasantries right there. And so, what a ride it's been. We've experienced plenty of highs, plenty of lows this season. Stony Brook, definitely another low for them as they go home with their 4th loss this season. Their 3rd loss, or their 4th, I'm getting all mixed up here. This is their 5th loss of the season. Their 3rd loss at home this year. Part of this season as well. So 5th loss this season altogether. 3rd loss at home this season. And despite going home with the loss, it's stick salutes from the boys, as we always thank them for giving it their all. As we're going to wrap things up and close shop. It's been a wonderful time bringing you the action these past 2 months, but now we will say so long until 2023 when we return for more Stony Brook hockey on YouTube. Mike Calandra, Anthony, Anthony Wagers, saying so long, good night, and we'll see you soon. Happy New Year, everyone. Stay safe.